about the stadium. What are your initial thoughts?
Well, I think it's the best stadium in college soccer. So we've been to a lot of places, and when this came about, we're like, it genuinely is the best stadium that we've ever played in. We've been fortunate enough to play in a couple pro stadiums, and I think this is on par. From the grass to the stands to every little bit of it. We're just in love with it and so grateful to be in it.
The grass, how are the girls feeling about the speed for the grass and the feel of the grass?
Really good. They always think about that, and in our sport you have to. Other sports where the ball's in the air more, well, hopefully our game the ball is not in the air a whole lot. You have to consider those factors, but Scott and our grounds crew has worked really closely with us to make sure that everything's perfect, and the grass is amazing, so the ball can move quickly, and hopefully that pairs with our style of play.
What was the biggest challenges with McAllister? Obviously, significantly better facility, but what were the biggest challenges you guys faced that you really needed to address with a big place like this?
Probably recruiting, and also just women who play at a high level love night games, as do coaches and the fans. So I think being able to get people out to our games and also creating an environment that is exciting, professional, and just somewhere where the community can come out and watch us and root for us.
Have you noticed a difference in team morale or
Oh, yeah.
a little bit extra pep?
Yeah, they've been so excited, like every step of the way. We actually had players who would come out with, not actually with a clipboard, but acting like they were just making sure everything was on time and up to par. And when they first saw it and they stepped on the field, they were like, this is all that we could ever ask for. And we were grateful the whole time when we were kind of displaced or away, knowing that this would be the end product. So I think they understand the magnitude of what the Rawlinson family has put in, the Fritz B. Burns Foundation, and also just the university and athletic department to really back women's sports.
We see a lot of personal touches in the locker room. Why was that such a big component for their players?
They just love spending time together in there, and we want them to feel important and treated like the amazing athletes that they are. And so to make sure that their names were on there, that they got to test out the lockers beforehand, that it was a beautiful place where they can spend a lot of time, whether it's before the game listening to music or when they're doing their studies and just hanging out with each other. So we want it to be a place where they feel at home, and they know they can just sit back and relax and prepare for what they need to.
Was there anything you had to have down there?
A tactical board with magnets, and then just a space for the staff to be able to communicate and prep anything that we need for halftime film. And then we plug in at halftime and we can show things that we think will help us for the second half.
Do you have a favorite element, just in general? Is it the board, the whiteboard, or is it something else here? Or?
I think it's just like the awe of the stadium. So many people said, "Oh, I drove past," or "I've seen it in photos." We get stopped all the time when we're on the recruiting trail, and people are telling us, "Wow, like we can't believe it's going from what it was to what it is now." So I think just that moment, even 10 minutes ago, like I was doing my own videos and sending them to my friends and my family, because I'm still wowed by it every single time I step in, even though we're here every day.
What was the reaction from the players? Did you have a special ceremony for them to see it first before anyone else?
They were actually very nosy, and so they've been like peeking along all along. They wanted a tour, so many of them got to come in like in the PPE and do a tour before things were finished. But they're just so antsy, so excited, and most of them aspire to be pros, and so when they come out here, I think they can have that mindset of playing for their national team one day, or playing pro, being able to play in BMO for Angel City maybe in a few years. So yeah, they're just so excited, so happy, and it makes training and games just like double the fun.
With the lights, with the capability of the lights now that you didn't have before, how is that going to change the scheduling dynamic?
We get to have night games, and so, well, there's so many advantages, and I know I spoke to some a little bit ago, mostly for the community and the families to be able to come. A lot of parents work, and so 3 o'clock games, they couldn't always make it, or siblings who are in school, other students who are in classes. So the fact that we have this, there's going to be food and beverages served, and hopefully a really, really fun atmosphere. I know people probably specifically students will love standing behind the goalkeeper and either cheering for ours or against the other team. We've been in other environments, sometimes at tournament time, and it can be quite difficult when you're against that. So I think the fact that opposing teams will come in and see just so much Cardinal and such an amazing stadium, I think they'll walk in knowing that we're ready to work really hard and hopefully do some business.
Have you felt it in recruiting even before you played a game?
Yeah, the second that the mock-ups were created, and then when things were kind of outlined here but it wasn't even built, when families could come and actually see it, where it was, how big it was going to be, and based on our recruiting, which is usually 2 years earlier, they knew that they would be playing in it. So when we talked to recruits, we're like, we need you to come here and score goals in the stadium. So I think it's a huge selling point, and something that was a big challenge in the past.
How excited are you for Sunday?
Oh, I'm so excited. Just walking in today, I was like, I wish we were playing today. But yeah, mostly just to see our student athletes go out there, and I know they're really proud of what the university has done. And in some form, they want to be able to return the favor in energy, hard work, fighting like Trojans. So when they put on the jerseys in the locker room and come out here, I think they're really ready to do what we need to do and put on a good show for the school and anyone who comes.
The community aspect seems to be really important. Do you guys plan on hosting clinics here, or will it be something separate?
Well, I always have the groundskeeper's words in the back of my head, and I'm like, protect the grass. But always, like, we have involvement in the community a lot through volunteering in the spring. But certainly, whatever we're approved to do, we always want to make sure that our players are having influence on young people, whether it's young girls, young soccer players in the community, some who play, some who don't, and of course, boys as well.
What is like the state of women's soccer in Los Angeles right now? I mean, you mentioned Angel City; they get huge turnouts. You have this facility, so like, I don't know, what's the state of women's soccer?
I think it's amazing. I've been fortunate enough to be here for about 7 years, so it was a little bit before Angel City was even. I think it was still an idea at that point. They put together a street team that I think raises a ton of awareness throughout the city. That paired with the men's and other women's programs throughout California that play really good soccer, and we also are able to bring in, whether it's pro teams from overseas or other places. We have a lot of soccer fans and a lot of people who are willing to come out and support. And I think for us, like, the fact that the university and the city is pushing so hard for women's sports, specifically women's soccer, is incredible. And for me, like, there's no other city that I would rather be in.
Anybody else?